It's another day. It's another time to tune into the Shortcut Live, our daily live streaming show. We are in New York City. I'm here with Max Bondano, Kevin Lee, Adam Vajeska's in the UK. We're streaming daily on X, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Substack. We are the #1 consumer tech site on Substack. If you type in theshortcut.com, you'll find a bunch of information about the latest in consumer technology. We broke 100,000 views yesterday. Pretty good, guys. That is a really good show that we had. I think it was the pink suits. Probably the pink suits. I mean,
we need to get Adam a pink suit.
we need to get Adam in our attire. He just likes dressing in black. He is the man in black. You do?
The man in black.
You got to switch it up, dude.
Right? That's the UK way in him. But we got a jam-packed show for you today. If you saw the thumbnail, Tesla robots may be coming maybe at the expense of some of the Tesla car production that you may know, the S and the X. But first, I want to tease something. Kevin, you went to the Apple store today.
Yes.
You have something brand new, their first gadget of 2026. These are the AirTags. You got the 4-pack. You thought about getting 2, and we give out tech advice here. It's free.
Yes, we do.
That's what we do. He was going to buy 2. That's like $70 at that point, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, just get the 4-pack. That's $99, not too much more.
Exactly.
And he's going to set that up. So he's going to unbox that.
A little live unboxing.
And he promised me he would mute his mic while he tore that open. So there we go. So live show, folks. But yeah, he's going to do that. We're going to check in with him later on as he goes set that up. I don't want like the live location displayed or his personal information.
Of course not.
We don't want to dox him on like episode 12. That's like episode 22.
I was going to say we need to tease that for a little while.
Absolutely. So then we run a segment called Find Kevin.
Where in the world is Kevin Lee?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That works.
That.
But yeah, we're going to start with the Tesla story. We got some Google news. We got some DJI news. We got nothing phone news. And then with the hands-on with the Apple AirTag. So we got a jam-packed show. There's a bunch more stories in the hopper if we have time for it within the hour. Please drop your comments. And we got a lot of comments yesterday. I think mostly people are trolling us because the guys invented that I give them $1 every time there's a comment.
The guys invented. We've been over this. It's in all of our contracts. You owe us money when somebody gives us a comment. So please leave your comments. Every comment is $1.
Because I don't want people not to leave comments.
Exactly.
But I also want to.
You want to keep the cash in your wallet? Is that what you're saying?
Right.
You want to keep eating. Interesting.
Yeah. So that's.
I need to be able to buy more black clothing. So please keep the comments coming.
Yeah, so
all of today's funds are going to go towards Adam's pink suit fund. That's where.
Do me a favor. If you have a comment, keep it to one line because I appreciate the comments, but at the same time, it's costing me money. So that's a thing.
Let's read those 2 comments that cost you $2.
Yes, it's already cost me $2 here, and.
Yeah, and we're starting to get comments about this robot. Everybody wants these robots, these Tesla robots.
I mean, we've seen robots. So we went to CES. We had a really great broadcast from the Consumer Electronics Show live from the West Hall. It was a lot of fun to do, but there were robots there. I just think there's not a lot of name brand companies behind these robots.
Yeah.
Not yet. And that's where Tesla comes into play. It would be like if, a Samsung or Apple got involved. Well, Tesla, big name, a trusted brand. A lot of people buy their cars, a lot of cars on the road. They're coming out with this Optimus robot, and there's somewhat of a timeline, at least theorized. I'm wondering if Elon's date does get hit, but also it comes at the expense of the Model S and the Model X production to drive focus to these robots. Max, you have the story today. What's the dynamic happening between both the robots and the cars? What can we expect?
Yeah, so this is definitely one of Elon Musk's like world famous "I'm going to build the future" plays.
Sure.
This is what he is doing. He wants to send everybody to Mars, and now he wants a robot in everybody's home. So he's looking at the Model S and the Model X. it's clear to everybody that those two cars have not been paid attention to for years and years and years. They're not selling any of them anymore. They're selling much more Model 3s and Model Ys. So what's he doing? He's going to suspend production of those two cars and dedicate that production line to building more Optimus robots. His goal is to eventually ramp it up to 1 million robots a year. That's a lot of robots.
That is a lot of robots. Is it that they're coming out with fewer of these cars, or are they just ending the production of that car entirely? Because they get to a point, okay.
Yes.
A lot of the production talk, and I kind of want to caution people whenever they see this in a headline, the Apple Vision Pro stopped production for a little while because they just got to a point where it wasn't selling.
Right.
So, but those models are going to be depreciated and ended, it sounds like,
yes,
at least in the US for now.
Which makes sense anyway. I mean, like I said, the Model 3 and Model Y are the things that are selling. Like that makes up 97% of all Tesla's car sales. The S and the X have not moved units, and I don't know how long. So Elon wants to, dedicate more factory space to building Optimus robots. It's probably easier to make robots, honestly. Like whether the AI works is one thing, but like building cars is very difficult, and building them reliably is another thing. We know that plenty of Tesla owners aren't really happy with the quality of their car sometimes.
It happens.
Or just like, exactly. And like other car companies like Ford and whomever else, they don't face those issues because they figured out that part of the production line. Tesla's always struggled with that. Maybe they'll do better with the robots. Hopefully the arms don't fly off when they're trying to fold my laundry for me.
That's really why we want the robot, right?
I just wanted to do all the tedious things for me.
Yeah. Yes. That's the dream of, have you ever seen the Jetsons?
Matt, I'm young, but I'm not that young. I have seen the Jetsons before. I understand this reference. They are from the 1950s.
Sure.
I think. And they live in the 2050s.
Well, I think
it's
they
like
just
a cartoon for the 1950s.
I think they actually live in the 2000s.
I think they live in the 2000s. I think we passed the date.
Yeah, we're way past the date.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was like 100 years in the future.
So it's from 1962 to 1963. Only 2 years on ABC. Went into syndication for a while. Let's see. What was the actual date? Oh, no, we're not yet there. Thank God. 2062 is the
okay.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
100 years from its time.
I know.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Right. So we still have time to get Rosie the robot, which what I was leading to.
Exactly.
Brushing our teeth for us and just like scrubbing and
ironing our suits every morning for us.
Yeah.
Making sure everything's nice and pressed and nice.
Right. For our pink suits. I was doing that yesterday. I was getting the steamer out. No need for that with Rosie.
Exactly.
So the Optimus robot. Now, if we're thinking the date is in production by the end of the year, right?
That's what he's saying. I don't know how true that's going to be.
And then
it seems like a long shot, but
comes out 2027, 2028.
Yeah.
Right? Do you think we'll get Grand Theft Auto first? Grand Theft Auto 6 or
you mean 10?
Right. The fact that they're coming out with this before, I don't know, even they're not they're showing it off in a weird way. Like, what was it? They had a big party sometime last year.
Yeah, down in Texas, I think.
Down in Texas, and there was a huge, media buzz about it, and there were some humans in some of these robot.
It was just the robot.
Okay.
There's a guy in a back room
remotely controlling.
With it's like the animation stuff that they put on like actors and stuff for movies.
Sure.
It's like the CGI
like
thing.
the mocap.
Yeah.
The guy's just like walking around like serving drinks and like doing everything, and the robot's just mimicking him.
Okay, so like it's almost like a stepping stone.
Kinda.
We went with different directions on that one.
Fraud.
Stepping stone, right? But I get it. There are remote driving car companies that do that type of thing where they like take over and they drive, and it's a stepping stone to the self-driving
fully
car.
Autonomous, right?
Right. So I get that. That's kind of cool, but can it be here by the end of the year where it's getting demoed, it's in production?
They are supposed to unveil the third or fourth generation of the Optimus robot that will be the production version of the robot, I think before the end of the first half of the year.
Okay. Well,
there's also that robot coming from 1X Technologies called Neo, and that's a similar thing. And their gambit is basically again, it's going to be controlled by a human wearing like a Meta Quest 3. So you have to give them permission to come into your house. However, they have restricted zones that they can't go into. So they can't go to like Matt's pants drawer or something. You can stop them doing that. But still, you have to welcome someone into your home. It costs $20,000. It's apparently delivery is expected this year. So they might be Elon Musk robots to the market. But again, it's this idea of, yeah, it has to train itself. It has to learn. It has to unload the dishwasher really slowly, really dodgily, and then it can do it autonomously one day. So I find it a similar thing with the Optimus.
Yeah, no, so that one's supposed to be $20,000. The Optimus is going to be $20K too. I find it interesting that one is controlled by humans, the other one is like a full on like AI play.
Right. Here's my thing. I don't want to pay $20K for someone to experiment with a robot in my home. I want someone to pay me $20K to let their robot in my home.
Right. You don't want to beta test.
Yeah.
I mean,
if I'm going to beta test, you should pay me for it.
It's very expensive for folding laundry. I think Elon should just redirect all resources to the Tesla taxi launching before 2027 so that MKBHD has to shave his head, because that was the bet that he made.
Man.
Right. Yeah.
I think I missed that. That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. And they have to be under 30K, something like that. So there's because every time Elon comes closer to a Tesla taxi coming out, he's like, it's not in production like nationwide. So
I don't think the Roadster's coming anytime soon either. I'm going out on a limb here, guys. I don't think the new Tesla Roadster's ever going to ship.
He did reply to Marcus today saying it's going to be great or something along those lines. So he's still claiming it is.
Okay.
Interesting.
It's not a hard thing to make. They made it before. Just need to make it last longer or faster.
Are you looking at the comments at all?
A little bit.
A little bit? Okay.
A little bit.
Yeah. What's our new comments?
You guys do seem distracted by the comments.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Look. There's a market for these things.
I mean,
this is what we hear. We
go to CES. Have to approach technology in all ways.
Yes. There are a few different ways to go about the AI robot.
We got Joe Bondano.
I'm just not going to acknowledge anything anymore.
Yeah.
No, look, Joe Bondano wants to fold your laundry for $20,000.
See, that's
another dollar in my
saying
pocket.
A human, right?
No, sure.
Right. Better than
don't we already have the capacity to pay people to do that? I feel like we do.
We got another comment.
I mean, yes, but don't you want a robot?
Big tech doesn't get the money that way, so that's what it's all about. So.
This is actually a conversation in response to another person who said, "I don't want Apple robots." He said, "I heard Apple robots can only run in the dark because in the day the house has too many windows to interfere with its cleaning."
That is Matt level puns there.
That's a Matt level pun. Actually,
it is.
Matt level pun.
I don't think I would even do that. That's
you've done worse.
What a level.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see about these Optimus robots. I am kind of hoping that they ship by the end of the year or like 2027 or whatever, just because they're awesome, and I want to see one actually do something for once.
Yeah.
Will you be nice to the robot, Max? Will you treat it right? Will you be kind to it? Will you say please and thank you?
No. I plan on not being nice to this robot whatsoever.
Well,
if I pay $20,000, I'm not going to be nice to it.
You'll be the first to go in the uprising. That's the problem.
Oh yeah, yes.
They will remember.
Skynet.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see when I spray them with water. What happens?
I'm just still distracted by the comments. Hey, put your distracting comments in there. We welcome all comments. We may not air all of them. We decided to.
We have to censor some, but
yeah,
we welcome all comments. It's just more money in my pocket. Okay, that's all. That's all I care about at the end of the day.
Yeah, these guys pretend to get $1 per comment. No one's agreed to this or paid it out. That's the thing.
That Optimus kind of walks like Michael Jordan did pre-game. Have you noticed? Just kind of swinging its arm around. Don't know if you've seen those.
So yeah, we're gonna circle back to Kevin setting up the AirTag.
I have it ready.
You have it ready?
It took literally seconds. Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
You're not going to show your live location, are you?
No.
Okay, that's all that matters. Okay. So we're going to see if it's actually twice as bright. So if we skip down to the Apple AirTag, we have a little hands-on time. We're going to get and also show you a different AirTag-like
Yeah.
device.
That was just announced an hour ago.
Just announced an hour ago, so live and breaking on that one. But let's go with the hands-on to the AirTag 2. They're not calling it the AirTag 2.
I'll actually pass it to you.
All right, so we got this. This is the AirTag Generation 2, right? And it looks exactly the same, which is, I would say, a pro of this device because you're able to kind of stick it in any of the pouches that you bought, any of the accessories that you have for this device. So that hasn't changed. That's a pretty good thing. The negative is also it hasn't changed, right? So
literally the same.
Max has one on his keys, and yeah, so it'll fit in this device, in that
case, exactly.
Right front, you have a Belkin case. There's tons of accessory manufacturers who appreciate that, and people who have legacy accessories that love that.
Right.
The con is it doesn't have like a hole for like the keychain. Right?
Yeah, I really wish they would just add a little loophole or something.
It's something so simple, and it's actually less material than more. I know it's a whole process of making that hole, but yeah, you have to have that loop accessory or something similar for this Apple AirTag Generation 2 as well. The pros are that it's 1.5 times louder.
Yes, it is.
Right.
It's also easier to find with the
new ultra
the precise vision.
So taking it away. So Kevin, if you hand me your phone.
Yeah.
And I go through your hidden album. No. So if I go out like this, and
it's actually just blown out, unfortunately.
It is blown out. Yeah, turn down your brightness to maybe nothing. There we go.
That's just my shortcut screen now.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay,
there we go.
Yeah.
You'll see it should work in, what was that, half or twice as much distance?
So if I run all the way other side of the office,
we'll have to test this out at the park nearby.
Absolutely.
With 1 versus 2 and see where that cutoff actually is. We like to do real life testing here on the shortcut. So
that's what we do live and in person.
Yeah. But because they haven't changed the design, there's other companies stepping in that have just announced form factors that are different. There you go. So we have one from, what's the company called?
This is a company called KeySmart.
All right. KeySmart, thanks for sending this over. This is a new smart card. So this fits into your wallet, which I really like because that's the number one thing I'm losing all the time.
That's for you, my friend.
Oh, I finally get one of these. So Max has been hogging all the review units of the Nomad.
I have been, and they're fantastic.
Yeah, and he just raves about it every day, even when I don't ask.
No, I like to just rub it in your face because I know how much you've wanted one of these.
Right.
And I just tell him no all the time.
Right.
I'm like, Matt, you cannot have your own wallet tracker.
And we had Noah from Nomad on as our very first guest, and I enunciated how much I wanted one.
Yeah.
He had one,
and
then he went.
He was like,
"There you go."
He was like, "Here you go," and he switched the package.
He gave me the empty carton. So that's the Nomad version.
Yeah, that's the Nomad version. So with that, what makes that one unique is it has an IPX8 rating. So it's water resistant, not dirt resistant. It can also work with either Apple Find My or Google Find Hub on Android. So that way, it doesn't matter which phone you use. You can use this card with either. You can just do a simple reset if you ever switch devices. Up to 11 months of battery life.
Wow.
And has wireless charging. So you can just place it right down on a little G pad, and it'll juice right back up.
Very cool.
It's a killer little gadget.
Yeah, I think we have a comment about the AirTags in there.
Oh, interesting.
I'm not able to see the comments for some reason. I've refreshed.
Comments are down on I think.
Gotcha.
On
Yeah, I see it. It's like to see this new AirTag. Yeah, this is the benefit of going live is that we're able to show AirTags and find my accessories. This seems to charge me for best finding experience. So you're able to, I guess, wirelessly charge it because there's no port, which is very awesome. So thank you for sending that over, KeySmart. So a little thing that you buy starting today and get notified when your wallet goes missing or anything like that.
So actually,
available Okay.
Max, you said that works not only with Find My, but also Google, right?
Yes, it's cross-platform, so it'll work with Google Find Hub on an Android phone. So you
great.
can set it up almost the exact same way. There's a button on there that triggers the Find My feature. There's an alternative way to set it up for Android, but it's very seamless.
Okay.
That is kind of nice,
Very
as you know, has some interoperability there, where if you're an Android user, if you switch back and forth, you have that ability.
It's very uncommon to see.
Yes.
These types of trackers support both networks.
Right.
So this one definitely stands out. It's available for $40 on keysmart.com or getkeysmart.com.
Get Keysmart. Very cool.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's a neat little gadget.
You also had one comment that said he was looking forward to a third-party ultra wideband tracker that works with both Apple and Android. I don't know if that's possible on Android yet, just because I don't know if they have the ultra wideband on any of their stuff yet.
Yeah, no, there is ultra wideband on Pixel phones, I believe, and Galaxy phones, but I don't know if Google or Samsung are opening up the UWB chip to third parties.
Right.
Well, I might have to fact check that, but
The thing I want the most is when your device turns off, they really need to fix that situation where there's no reserve battery live tracking that phone, right? And that's the number one thing that I've tried to, mention to the developers and, Samsung and not Apple because I just don't listen. But we don't have that.
But everybody else.
But everybody else, like Samsung and Google especially, and they're supposed to be rolling something out, but there's no reason that a live card should be able to track that if it gets lost versus someone steals my phone, turns off the phone, is able to reset it somehow, and I can't track that any longer. That seems kind of dumb. So same thing with the MacBook, right? If they close the MacBook and it has no connectivity, it's very difficult to live track that for a long period of time versus if I stuck an AirTag onto the MacBook, I could track that pretty much forever for an entire year.
Exactly.
So I find that to be a little bit of a letdown for the most expensive gadgets out there. So if anybody wants to take that idea and run with it, feel free. Would love to see that.
Feel free. He is going to require at least 10% of all sales going forward.
Any money you make off your puns, I have a little bit.
That's also true.
So if we make more puns, we'll get more money for lunch, right?
No,
that's what you just said. I think that's what you just said, Max.
The money goes away. That money goes away, but then other people give him money.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've checked out on giving these guys money. This is ridiculous. All right, let's get Adam involved. Adam, do you have an AirTag or tracker of any sort, or are you just like so on top of things you don't need that stuff?
I'd like to say that was the case. I do have an AirTag just for my. I got one in. I think I mentioned for my dog because she managed to do a great escape, but because it's because I have to put it in the collar, like you said, you don't have a keyring hole, which would be really nice actually. I don't use it as often as I should because she doesn't like wearing it, and it used to alert me saying she wasn't there when she was there a little bit. So I think I will repurpose it, and when I go traveling, just put it in my bag. Or I think one of the Switch 2 cases from Belkin actually has a little AirTag compartment, so I might put it in there, and then my Switch 2 is safe.
Very smart idea. I have several AirTags. I have one in my wallet, and it's a broken apart AirTag that someone made on Etsy. Very cool idea. That thins it out into a card. It was like the precursor to Nomad and others coming out with the card shaped thing. And then I have one on my tripod because I lost that tripod once in Barcelona last year. And we
can't do that again.
We can't do that again. And it's an expensive tripod from Peak Design. It was the review unit from way back in the day. Yeah. And I had to get another one. Luckily, I got one for cheap on Craigslist because someone was like, I don't like this tripod. And I'm like, it's the best
I do.
tripod in the world. Right. Okay. So I found a way, very difficult. So like, that's what I want more companies to do is like have attachment points for this. All right. Almost halfway through the show. Leave your comments. And we are streaming on X every day, on Substack, on Instagram, and on YouTube. So going to the next show, I know it's a big story. We're going to have Adam go through what it is where Google may have got caught listening to you. And there's a dollar figure attached to that, $68 million over allegations that it's eavesdropping on users and sharing private conversations with advertisers. This sounds like a big scandal, Adam. Tell us what's happening in the tech world with Google eavesdropping.
We've all been there, haven't we? We all accuse our phones of listening to us, particularly when we're scrolling through social media and you may have mentioned a product or a film or something. And then next day or the next hour, you'll be like, that's really weird. I have an ad for that. It's been a conspiracy theory that's been going on for ages. Now, Google has agreed to pay $68 million over allegations its voice assistant eavesdropped on users, and then Google shared those private conversations about what you like and what you don't like with advertisers. Now, it must be said that Google hasn't admitted to doing this. They've just agreed to pay the $68 million. So they're not really holding their hands up saying you got us, but basically the lawsuit accused Google of when their voice assistant, which is triggered by saying, "Hey, Google," sorry if I've set anyone's phones off, that was basically turning on without people's knowledge. $68 million, I heard Max let out a little groan there. It's worth saying that according to Grok, Google or its parent company Alphabet typically earns $68 million in about 1 hour and 33 minutes. So I think they're going to be okay from that fine. So if you have been affected and you're part of the lawsuit and you had a Google device dating back to May 2016, you might be getting a bit of money coming your way. And it also follows a settlement that was similar with Apple. Apple also had a near enough identical kind of case going on in January as well, where they agreed to pay $95 million, where Siri was apparently listening in without people's permission. But it's one of those conspiracy theories. I mean, conspiracy theorists must be having the time of their lives because there's so many things now where you just be like, yeah, then don't believe that at all. And then, yeah, it might kind of is happening, apparently. So just be careful what you talk about around your phone or any device, really. Let's be honest. If you're into tech, everything wants you to sign in. Everything wants to know your location. Everything wants to know all about you, especially all these AI chatbots. They want to be your best friend. They want to know all about your lives.
There's a lot of, with AI, there's a lot of, I'd say, algorithm-based learning that they're doing, but there's sometimes a human behind that stuff.
Generally speaking, yes.
When Siri first came out, or not first came out, but like got enhanced the first time, I had a friend who her job was to listen in on conversation, not live, but like try to see if the machine learning was accurate or not, or had the right response. And it's like that. It's a little bit scandalous. So that these companies eventually do get caught up in this. And yeah, the conspiracy theory is not so much a conspiracy theory anymore when there's $68 million attached to the rulings in court. But as Adam mentioned, drop in the bucket for Google. It's a rounding error. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Will Google change this policy at all, you think?
That's the crucial step they probably need to do. But they didn't have to admit any wrongdoing despite the settlement. So
I think they just have to improve their hot word detection technology.
Sure.
Because I think a lot of it was just it was false positives. So it thinks it's saying, you're saying, okay, Google, but you just never did. And that's a mess up on their part.
Happens all the time.
Right? Like it just, it thought
Siri's terrible for that.
Exactly. So then it just accidentally hears you and then you just start saying all this private information or whatever. Right. It's recording you at the same time because it thought that you gave it permission and you never did. So this is just Google sort of tripping over itself 3 or 4 times in a row. And it's just, I feel like the second that it can, detect, okay, Google a little bit better, that's when these issues are going to go away because everything is going to record you all the time. There's no way you can get around that. This is just a thing that's going to happen for the rest of our lives.
I think it's an inevitable thing. It's sad to say, but yeah, there's no stopping that. All right. So we unboxed, and if you rewind, if people are tuning in now, because I see a lot of people coming in, if you want to go back to the Apple AirTag segment, we just unboxed that, but we have another product that is coming out, and this one kind of expect this out because of the company is DJI, and it's on a a block list in the US at least. But they're still coming out with new product. And they make excellent product. So the RS5, it's a camera gimbal. It's launching today. That's why, the embargo lifted, and here it is. This is like the heavy duty camera gimbal, the Ronin series. So this is not like for your smartphone, although you can have a smartphone on there. It's more geared to like mirrorless cameras, and those, if you go to like a party and they have these tracking shots, this is how that is made. Kevin, take us through the RS5 camera gimbal and what it means. What's been upgraded? Where will we use this? Where will we see this? Is this something that, is more of a prosumer thing?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, this is a more step up. Actually, Adam and I are going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So basically, they had an RS4 last year, RS4 Mini. They finally added that new AI tracking thing. It's like a little tab that inserts into the gimbal. Basically, you could track you from left to right wherever you're moving, and that's finally come to the bigger one. And this can handle like a EOS R5, EOS R6, 3, A7 V, Canon, Nikon Z6 III, things like that. Those bigger cameras. Yeah.
Nice. These are amazing at time-lapse motion photography. My DJI Pocket 3, right, can do that very well with a 1-inch sensor. But if you want like a full-frame camera to do all this motion stuff, that is on a different level. It's super cool. We've tested out the Ronin series before, but I'm kind of interested in seeing the availability in the US. It seems available, but like a lot of their products have been only releasing in the UK. Adam has reviewed a recent gimbal, right, for the mobile side. How does that compare, Adam? And is it indeed coming to the US, this version?
Well, yeah, like you said, again, it's one of those where it's a wait and see. Same with the DJI Osmo Mobile 8 that I reviewed, which was an excellent handheld gimbal for smartphones and mobile. For someone like me, when I'm taking video or doing any sort of photography, I have naturally shaky hands. I just do. And the stabilization on phones is great, but being able to hold it into a gimbal and have it track your subjects, and like in my review, I did some examples of how the motion tracking is excellent. It can do like 360 spins. It just opens up just this professional level of video capture and photography, which is, way beyond me if I was just holding the phone in my hands. So with DJI, again, obviously the drones are kind of off the table, but there's a chance the Osmo Mobile 8 will come, and it looks like the DJI RS5, which is obviously the prosumer for if you've got the Nikon cameras and the Canons like Kevin has and the Sonys and stuff. That's what you want to go for, really.
That makes a lot of sense. It's very interesting to see Apple try to close the gap between themselves, their smartphone with the iPhone, and mirrorless cameras that have larger sensors. And it's a lot of video processing that they're doing very, very well. When I was in San Francisco last week, I was, futzing around with the Canon camera, and we just found the iPhone actually gave us a better picture for video for a backlit scenario because it just had better HDR capabilities. So it's fascinating to see. I'm kind of split. I want to lug around something like the RS5, right, for that ability to take time-lapse photography. That's one of the features I love, and it does. DJI software does that very well. But kind of thinking the Pocket 3 might still be one of the best gadgets under $1,000 that's out there. So definitely look into that if you're more on the consumer side and not the prosumer side. So definitely some cool gadgets. They're still on sale in terms of the stuff that already released, but new stuff might not be in stock in the US depending on how things shake out.
Yep.
Very cool. All right, let's go with the Nothing phone. That phone company might not have a flagship phone in 2026 after all. Max, you follow this company closely.
I do.
It's not a surprise because we're seeing this from Nothing as well, or OnePlus. Two very similar companies. I mean, the founder and CEO is the same.
Literally, exactly, right.
So he left to start Nothing. But they're still opening up retail stores in the US and other places. Tell us about what's happening, what's shaking out in that, like the Android market that's not Samsung and Google seems to be in a little bit of disarray.
It definitely is to some varying extent. It looks like a lot of companies are just trying to do very different things with their business models. Nothing is like the perfect example of this. They are like a fashion forward tech brand. They want to be, trendy. They want to be for the hipsters a little bit. They make very interesting looking phones and headphones and things of that nature, with their glyph interfaces and all the lights and stuff on the back. For this year, their founder and CEO Carl Pei confirmed in a YouTube video that they will not make a flagship phone this year. So the Nothing Phone 4, whatever phone that winds up becoming, we're not going to find out what that is until maybe next year.
That's a long time for a emerging company.
It is. They're doing quite well in the budget sector in markets like India and what have you. And they have a lot of like Gen Z hype behind their company. And so they're running with that. And they want to open up more retail stores and have people experience their products. They have a new flagship store opening up in India soon, I think on Valentine's Day. And they plan to open up a store in New York City and in Tokyo soon.
Okay.
So don't know exactly when that's going to happen. We'll obviously try to get to the New York store to try to figure out what their approach is to their business, because they keep making like okay phones with like really sick designs, but like, are they worth buying? Not really sure. Their headphones were very impressive, but can't really compete with the Sonys and the Boses of the world. They're just at a really interesting place. They keep saying they're on this monumental rise, but the vibe is like, you guys are just trying to kind of be cool.
Right.
They think they're almost too cool for school. It's like the little,
getting in when Samsung has so much market share. Motorola is still out there fighting the good fight. And then Google has a following, right? It's not the biggest out there, but they're always improving their phones. It's just hard for another player to be out there. And we saw what happened to LG. We're seeing what's happening to OnePlus. It's just a difficult market for any outsiders to kind of steal some market share away from Samsung and obviously away from Apple, right? Which is the dominant leader in the US at least.
I've spoken to Nothing executives before, and a lot of their users say that they came from iPhones and then bought Nothing phones.
Interesting.
So they're not like going from Samsung to Nothing or Google to Nothing. It's Apple to Nothing. Because I think they take this design forward approach, and I think that's what iPhone users like.
Sure.
They like a pretty looking gadget, and then Nothing makes a lot of cool stuff. Like I dig their whole transparent vibe. It's very cool. And it's just, the phone isn't that good.
I'm wondering if them saying they're not coming out with a flagship phone this year in 2026, if this means they'll have a phone or like a non-phone device. So like they come out with headphones, they come out with earbuds, that type of thing. Will they come out with something else?
Yeah. So there's going to be a phone. There's going to be the Nothing Phone 4A, which is just another
not a flagship phone though.
Not a flagship phone. We've heard it's going to have a better screen, slightly better camera, probably bigger battery, stuff like that. They also said they're going to double down on over-ear headphones this year. So they italicized this word double down. So I'm not sure if that means they're going to like ship 2 different pairs of over-ear headphones. Maybe they're trying to make a pun, like a secret pun somewhere. But it definitely sounds like they're going to have new headphones. We can probably expect new earbuds at some point. Maybe a surprise along the way, because Nothing is always working on something. They also have,
which is the most ironic statement in the world.
It always is. They have like a fashion line that they're working on, and obviously they're really caught up with their retail stores. So they're just like making a bunch of stuff that isn't, front page tech worthy. It's it's all sort of secondary to what everybody expects them to do is just make a flagship phone.
Right.
So everybody's just going to be kind of holding their breath, waiting to see that. In the meantime, they'll be building out the rest of their business, I guess, to support the flagship phone.
Right. So. We have 3 more quick hit stories, but I want to take a second to, as I'm leaning back in my chair, pay tribute to a company called Uplift, which makes standing desks. But our first true chair, I don't know if you guys can take me full screen, but we got in our first new chair, and it is Uplift's chair right here.
We will show it over.
We will show it more.
Yes.
Look at that chair.
Look at
It's a
that
beautiful chair.
First office chair at the Shortcut office right there.
Yes.
Right. Give it up. Thank you, Uplift, for sending us a desk. We haven't put it together yet, but it's in boxes, it's in pieces. There's more standing desks coming in, but the first chair, I feel like we have our first throne.
How
And
is it?
there's so much good back support.
Yes.
I just keep leaning back. So that's why I was like, oh, let me go thank Uplift for sending us the first chair in the office. I mean, we do have chairs. We have like little stools.
Yeah,
We have camping chairs, but not the same as
Not
as,
feasible for the Shortcut Live.
Yes.
no,
And we may have a
exactly.
desk tomorrow.
And we
so-
may have a desk tomorrow. So we're putting all together a lot of gear, but we took some time out yesterday. Kevin did to put this together. Not very difficult.
After I put together a chair, you took away from me. After I built it.
you,
He stole it.
Classic boss power play.
He was building the boss's throne. That's
Yeah.
what was happening.
Yeah.
it just
He
landed
just, he
in
just
my
forgot.
spot.
That's all.
I did take it on a spin through the office. I was literally like sailing around like a child.
You'll be
very
taking the
smooth.
desk as well tomorrow. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
yes.
that.
Yeah. No,
right.
Kevin can use it for 5 seconds, and then I can use it for the rest
We're
of my
gonna
life.
use it for the live stream. at least.
That's the rule. So no, very cool. Thank you to Uplift for sending that out, and we'll have more to come on content. But just want to give a fast shout out before we move on to our 3 quick hit stories in the tech sector.
Yep.
So NVIDIA GeForce Now, it's available on Linux. It's a quick hit story because how many people are using Linux? Yeah, there's some people, but the fact that NVIDIA GeForce Now is just going on every operating system out there just speaks to the popularity. So, Kevin, you had the story. It's a big deal for the gaming space,
Yeah,
especially.
it's definitely a bigger thing for like everybody who's trying to jump off Windows, tired of Windows gaming. So the big thing is like so far it's only for Ubuntu, but it will work with Bakelite apparently. It'll do everything that GeForce Now does for all the other platforms. If you want to scale it to a 5080 experience, you get 4K 120, 5K gaming experience, some like quality streaming that'll like patch up some weird glitches and stuff and artifacts. And it does 422 HDR. You got really good picture. Yeah.
Very cool. We love what NVIDIA is doing, especially with their version of AI, with like upscaling games, with just their RTX cards. So the fact that GeForce Now is kind of branching out and becoming more available is a big deal. So definitely going to have to check that out now that it's available on Linux.
It just adds more value because one subscription makes it work on anything: Windows, Mac, Chromebook, TVs, etc.
The fact that Mac is not really a gaming platform makes this kind of an invaluable tool. So NVIDIA GeForce Now, if you haven't checked that out, do check that out because that's kind of a fun one. Are there any downsides to streaming games? So you guys have any input on that?
Obviously, there's a little bit of lag because you're just you're sending a signal up to internet and then it's feeding into a PC and it feeds back the output rather. Yeah.
So if you have a fast enough connection, this is like a worthy addition to your gaming arsenal.
Yes.
Because everybody wants to become the Netflix of gaming, and this is one of those things that you can check out and kind of get to that point. We have a 2 gigabit connection in the office. So not 1 gigabit, 2 gigabits, the maximum speed you can get in New York City, and it is fast. So we haven't hit.
Oh, it's very fast.
We haven't had a single problem with it. We got Verizon Fios in the office, and we're gonna have to put NVIDIA GeForce Now to the test. We're also going to want to test something that's coming out today. It's the Marathon PS5 controller. The pre-order just went out. We have a link for it as well. The limited edition controller, the latest DualSense out there. It's about the same price, a little more expensive than some of the other regular controllers. Adam, tell us what we're going to pay and when it's actually coming out, because today's a pre-order date. But the Marathon controller, I don't know if everybody's familiar with Marathon, but kind of take us through it.
Yeah, so the Marathon limited edition DualSense controller costs $84.99, which is the standard price now for these limited edition styles. Usually it's $79.99 if it's just a nice color scheme. There's also releasing a Marathon themed Pulse Elite headset for $169 if you need a new headset, and it'll release alongside the game on, I believe it's March 5th this year. It's the next big game from Bungie. If you know Bungie, they're the original developers of Halo. They then moved on to Destiny and Destiny 2. There's a little bit of controversy around Marathon. It has been pushed back again because it's a mass multiplayer extraction shooter. It's getting the negative comparisons to another game we mentioned, which is Concord. It'll cost $40 as well, so it's not free to play. So keep that in mind. You will have to stump up some cash to get in. And it was also embroiled in a bit of controversy because it was found that some of the artwork inside the game was actually taken from another creator off X or their website, and they had to kind of come out and apology and retcon it and change things up. But the controller is quite nice. We have all the controller designs listed on the shortcut, ranked as well by, well, kind of my opinion. So if you don't agree with me, head to the comments and call me out and change my mind.
I'm heading to the comments right now. Like Galactic Purple? Really? That's your number one? Or like the blue? All right.
No, number one's the anniversary edition, I'm pretty sure.
Sure. Now it is.
Yeah, so it's a nice looking controller. Again, I'm not a massive fan of game specific ones. I prefer more of I kind of like that new techno neon style ones that Sony just released. They're quite eye catching. But if you're looking forward to Marathon, it's an old franchise. It came out many, many years ago on the PC. So it's kind of been revived for a modern day audience. That dreaded phrase, but it has been. You can get yourself the headset and the controller right now.
You mentioned that there's a lot of hype around this game. It's been delayed a couple times, and it's been getting comparisons to a failed game that was shut down by Sony. It was in development for 8 years, Concord, and it lasted how long? Was it about 2 weeks where it was available?
I want to say even less than that, but I think it was max shelf line, the full refunds for everything. And then the embarrassing thing for Sony was they did release a Concord special edition controller, which you could buy, and some people did. And then, you're kind of left with a bit of a paperweight. You can still use it, I guess, but it'll be a painful reminder for all those people who did enjoy Concord, all 7 of them.
Right, absolutely. Let's take it to the next story. I think it's one of the last. It's Apple TV gave us our first look at Ted Lasso season 4. How many people have watched Ted Lasso at all?
I watched the first season and half of the second season, and then I kind of gave up.
Yeah, I watched probably around the same amount. I've been meaning to watch it in my Apple Vision Pro because it's one of the series that's pretty easy to download and watch on a flight. But I just didn't get into the second season, so I'm kind of behind. But it's still a very popular show. Kevin, did you watch it all the way through?
I didn't watch it all the way through. I watched the first, like Adam, I watched the first season, half the second season. My girlfriend watches it a lot, and she actually likes it because it's like a feel-good show. When she's feeling bad, she likes to watch that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I really like that first season. I think it hit a roadblock in season 2 where it's like, do I really want to start the series over? Basically, yeah. Versus Severance, I can't wait until the third season comes out. Like that's kind of my cup of tea. That's my thing. The morning show was pretty good that first season, but then I just where do you go after that first perfect season? So the Apple TV shows are really good. I want to get back into Ted Lasso. I just haven't yet, but maybe this will turn me back onto it.
Yeah, they have a lot of good stuff. Like they have that weird, basically the world is blind and they all fight with sound. And then there's another one.
C, right? I think it's called
C. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. And they also have the
For All Mankind is another good one.
Oh, that one's good too. I also watched the 3 seasons of that. It's a really good show.
See, the 4th season of Ted Lasso was not supposed to exist because the 3rd season was supposed to be the final one. But now we got some still images of the show. It's confirmed to be in production. So in season 4, Ted returns to Richmond, taking his biggest challenge yet, coaching a 2nd Division women's football team. Throughout the course of the season, Ted and team will learn to leap before they look and take chances they never thought they would. So that's Apple's description for it. At season 4, returning with Jason Sudeikis as Ted Lasso. Huge hit for Apple TV in general, and Apple TV Plus, as it used to be called. It got me to subscribe along with the morning show, and that was their first set of shows that were out there.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, is Apple TV going to survive? So far, it's, produced some award-winning shows. So we'll see if this overtakes Severance as the most watched TV series on Apple TV. Severance was that last year. But yeah, the hype grows around Apple TV production, especially as, Paramount and Warner Brothers and Netflix all kind of battle it out in their own realm. Apple's just like pumping out the hits.
Exactly.
I think it's a good time for season 4 as well, because I know soccer, as you guys call it over there, not football as it actually is. You guys are obviously hosting the World Cup. I think and obviously if people watch that, so it was a great way to get into soccer by watching one of the biggest tournaments. Maybe more people will go, I didn't realize there was this Apple TV series about soccer or football, as it's actually called, and they might watch it.
My thing with watching football, it's difficult with other people in the US because they act like they've been watching it their entire lives, right?
I bet, yeah.
A couple years ago, I went to like a party that had, people were watching the game, and I was like a little bit late to it. I'm like, oh yeah. And there was that incident with headbutting. I don't know if you remember this, Adam. You probably would be the only one.
Oh yeah, Zinedine Zidane.
Yeah, Zidane, right? Yeah. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, like something, and like I mispronounced the guy's name, and like it's Zidane, and I was like, oh now
boy.
we're being like, you didn't know that name 20 minutes ago, right?
Yeah.
And now you're correcting me as if you're a lifelong fan. You're not.
Right.
Interesting.
I think one of my favorite memories from Tech Radar was when Lance, what's his last name now? I forget.
Ulanov?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lance is still there.
Ulanov. He'll remember this, Lance Ulanov, when he was talking about FIFA, but he pronounced it FIFA. And obviously, with a predominantly English team, everyone was just
Of
dying and
course.
going off camera and laughing. 'Cause FIFA is the
FIFA.
best pronunciation I've ever heard of FIFA.
My other favorite one of mispronunciation doesn't have to do with soccer, but it was Mark Chaxfield pronouncing the S Pen in a video that's still on YouTube for the first note as the Pen S the entire time. So there's some
That's good.
great stories from our Tech Radar days.
Yes.
All
Yeah,
right.
the Pen S is so great, and
Check out the pen ass out of the phone.
and he didn't do it on purpose. That's the best part.
Okay.
Misplaced my pen S.
Happens all the time.
It does.
So great stories of growing up in the Tech Radar scene. So, all right, one more story in the hopper before we end in 5 minutes, and it's actually Samsung related. It's the Galaxy Z Trifold. When you're here tomorrow, we'll kind of preview this out, but it's launching. It's launched a little early.
By accident.
By accident, the pre-order page went up, is what we're
Yes.
saying. You couldn't actually add it to your cart. 9 to 5 Google had the story on that, where they kind of captured some information, and there's no pre-order incentives. It sounds like it's just like, here's your phone for
Exactly.
almost $3,000.
Yeah. So one of the big things we were wondering with the Galaxy Z Trifold, because it's $3,000, will it be compatible with and trade-ins? So they're going to be trade-in offers. There's absolutely none. There are 0 trade-in offers for this phone.
Unless they
You
come
cannot-
out of the blue tomorrow, but it sounds like
Which-
no. You're paying $2,899. Be prepared for it to be $3,100 after tax.
Exactly. And it seems like the only thing you get with this phone is going to be like a bunch of free trials. So you'll get like 2 months of Adobe Lightroom, 30-day free trial of the ArcSight, 3 months of SiriusXM. You get like a 30-day Samsung Health subscription. There's 6 months of Google Gemini, I think. So like fine bonuses, like nice to haves. But like, I don't know, for $3,000, I kind of want to trade in a phone and like try to get $500 off. That'd be nice. Like I would trade in my phone for that. If I'm buying this phone, I'm switching away from something like willingly. So like maybe like here's my brand new phone that I have because I'm an early adopter.
You're an early adopter. That makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense to I want to buy this phone. Just like give me a little break here. Like I'm one of the 5 people buying this phone.
Right. A lot
But
of
you-
people
Incentivize me.
You are getting the power brick though, Max. I think you are.
Oh, you're right.
And
You're
the
right. I
case.
totally forgot.
Yeah.
forgot. The power brick
Yeah.
and the case totally make up for that.
Case
Never
for
mind.
itself, really.
It
I
really
mean,
there
a
you
lot of
go.
people get the Z Fold 7, right? We see that in our affiliate links for like $5,000 to $1,000, $500, $1,000 because they're trading in really good phones, and that makes it palpable. But like, not for a $3,000 phone, $3,100. Speaking of 3,100, we just surpassed that on X. So
Hey.
if you're watching on
Hey,
X,
nice.
drop us a comment. We appreciate that. That is pretty good.
Yes.
There we
Love
go.
that.
Sound effects.
I was wondering when we were going to use that one.
There we go. It only took
Fucking-
12 episodes, so yeah. But yeah, we're going to be streaming live every single day. We will have those trifold pre-order reactions live. I'm really curious if one single person buys a trifold from our link.
Should we
if
just
that
go
happens.
all out to Samsung stores and stay in line, broadcast live from
Right, just
the
from
pre-order
outside.
lines?
You know what? They used to have a Samsung store in New York City. Not any longer. They shut that down. So I'm gonna have to put the kibosh on that remote reporting. But maybe one day. But yeah, we will be live again tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. We are the only consumer tech show that's live every single day with people starring Matt, Max, Kevin, and Adam. Just have to put that out for legal reasons, because maybe there is someone else doing it, but
There could be another Shortcut Live, but you're not
There-
getting another
there could
Shortcut Live hosted by one Matt Swider.
exactly.
And
that's-
3 autonomous robots.
Yeah.
They're all Tesla robots. That's Elon's big reveal of, I've never had a staff. They've just been robots the entire time. Yeah. So we will be back tomorrow in 23 hours. So join us, turn on notifications for my account for the Shortcut. And we will be still producing articles on theshortcut.com and the #1 consumer tech site on Substack. So join us again for our Friday show, always a special show. And we will be back in 23 hours. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.